So, this is another episode of Popcorn Politics doing something a little different. We're going to be talking about the WandaVision trailer. Joining me, as per usual, for these little YouTube shorts is Daniel Lewis Crumpton.
Well, hey Dylan.
Hello.
I hadn't spoken to you in a long time, Dylan.
I know, it's been so long.
I know, so long.
How have you been?
Oh, it's without you. It's just life has no meaning. It's WandaVision. Just
Wanda,
watched the trailer again. Your thoughts?
such a good trailer. So weird and like off kilter. I loved it.
Yeah, buddy. And I'm glad with this new trailer too that it's more than it like it shows more than the sitcom stuff.
Yeah. No, you needed to show more than that.
Yeah, I mean, I get why they were doing it just that to begin with, because I was like, I hope that they're gonna put like the reality in there that they come from. And in this trailer, like they show, okay, these guys actually are caught in some type of a fabric, a pocket of the multiverse that they is emulating what I would imagine somebody like Wanda Maximoff watched when she was growing up. You know, these different shows, right?
Yeah, and I would also be very willing to bet that she's gone through a mental break.
Yeah, I mean, clearly, because this is they said that they were heavily basing this off the House of M. Uh, now, you don't have you ever read the House of M?
I haven't, but I'm familiar with the storyline. Basically, Wanda loses her mind a bit and creates a reality without mutants.
Right. I mean, Wanda Maximoff in this in this Marvel universe, which is Earth 1999999 whatever, echoes Earth 616, which is the main Marvel timeline. Okay, so you'll see comparisons, and a lot of the stuff in the movies, the MCU will echo the comic books. So whenever they do it right, it's fantastic. Like Civil War was fantastic. Wasn't exactly like the comics. That's okay. You know, when people gripe about the movies being different than the comic storyline, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's more story. It's tell me a good story.
Yeah, exactly.
If it doesn't hit beat for beat with the comics, that's great. That would actually be boring for somebody like me because I would already know everything that's going to happen. I do have the advantage of knowing a little bit more of what's going to happen just based off of gleaning it. But in the comics, Wanda Maximoff is a mutant. She doesn't get her powers from an Infinity Stone. Um, so she's actually Magneto's daughter, for those who don't know. But and she is like a level 12 mutant. So she's like the only mutant that really can stand up to my dude, Doctor Strange, right? She's like the only one that really would pose a threat to him at this point.
Right.
But in the comics, she's a fucking nutball. you know, she's got all this power, and when she's mentally stable, she's on the side of good. But she's fucking crazy, dude. She's mentally unstable. She's emotionally unstable, and it's kind of like Tony Stark with Demon in a Bottle. You take all this cosmic power and you put it in one individual that doesn't have the mental capacity to control it, like say Stephen Strange, and basically she snaps, and she's done it several times in the comics. So it's not just House of M. She's done it
No, yeah.
several times.
And I
And
mean, based on how the MCU is right now, she has very good reason to snap.
yeah, and it looks to me based off the trailers that it is going to very much echo House of M. But yeah, in House of M, she loses her kids. Like she had manifested children with vision, but she had siphoned energy from the entity known as Mephisto. And the entity known as Mephisto is the Marvel Universe's Satan. It's the devil, right? And he comes to collect the energy that she pulled from that dimension in order to create her two children, a boy and a girl. And
Mhm.
when those children are gone, when they no longer exist or they die, then she fucking snaps and she creates a completely different reality where humans are like the inferior species, some mutants rule, and all of the other superpowered people, they get their heart's desire. They get whatever they want. And in House of M, like for example, Peter Parker's still with Mary Jane, and they have a daughter, things like that. Emma Frost and Scott Summers are together and happy and all that good stuff. And how that story kind of played out is, unfortunately for Scarlet Witch, uh, Logan gets what he wants, which is all of his memories. And he is the only one that realizes that reality is not the way it's supposed to be in that story. So he has to go wake up all the other heroes. So that was the House of M. So it does look like, and from everything I've read, that they are heavily pulling from that. And after the events of Infinity War and Endgame, I mean, Wanda Maximoff lost her brother, and then she was forced to kill the love of her life, only to watch, him come back to life and get the Mind Stone ripped out of his head a second time.
Yeah.
So, is this enough to completely traumatize and crack open the sanity of this woman? Uh
Yes.
huh.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she came from a very war-torn country. Was not the most mentally stable already.
Right.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
really like how this show, they've constructed like a little, um, I don't know if this would be appropriate to call it, but almost a bottle for her. She's in her own little bottle world.
We're going to find out. I mean, and we all know that really, honestly, the only reason WandaVision is coming out is to lead up to the most important movie in Phase 4. And we know that because Kevin Feige has told us that the most important and critical movie in Phase 4 is in the Multiverse of Madness. And we know Wanda's in it, so Scarlet Witch is going to be in it.
And we
So,
know that because they've said this, they have said that WandaVision plays directly
yeah,
into the events of Doctor Strange.
the entire purpose of WandaVision is to set up the prologue. It is a prologue leading up to Multiverse of Madness. Okay.
Yeah, which, yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do. I'm very curious to see what this show turns into, though.
Yeah, me too. I could speculate on some stuff. I mean, it looks to me from what I'm seeing is that, yeah, she does suffer a psychotic break, and her powers have exponentiated over the past few years. Because at first she could only do mind manipulation, and then it kind of evolved into telekinesis and telepathy and all that type of stuff. So we know that she's evolving very quickly, and we know that she gets her powers from the Mind Stone, which would explain the connection with Vision. And
Mhm.
we know that from what we're looking at, it seems that she creates a reality where Vision can come back, but somehow or another, a part of that, the stability of that reality, is that her and Vision have to have some type of amnesia. They have to make themselves forget what happened. Because, like in this trailer, you see in the beginning when
Well,
they're. Go ahead.
sorry, what I think is more interesting is Vision even real in this?
Um,
I don't think so.
um, Yet to be determined, because if it does turn out that he's real, then that means that Wanda has brought back the Mind Stone. And after the events of Endgame, we know that that is very, very problematic for that stone to come back from where Captain America took it. And if that's the case, it could result in a fracturing of the multiverse, like the Ancient One predicted. And therefore, if it's going to lead up into the Multiverse of Madness, the reason that the multiverse is in madness is because there's another fucking Mind Stone that shouldn't be there, because in fact Vision is real, because she brought him back.
Right,
and
but I
and
don't think
Infinity
he
Stone.
is real. I think he's an illusion from her mind.
Don't know. I mean, but we know, based off the trailer, he's got that Mind Stone in his forehead. And we also know that either intentionally or inadvertently and through reaction, she knocks, I don't know the character's name, but she knocks one of the characters out of the dimension into Earth 19999's dimension, where S.H.I.E.L.D. is already set up. Like, they already have a base outside of this small town where this pocket reality is taking place. So if S.H.I.E.L.D. is already out there, then that would,
D-
to me, indicate that stone is real and Vision is back.
Did you see the news that came out yesterday that Samuel L. Jackson is coming back to do a Nick Fury Disney Plus show?
Yeah, I did. I didn't read the article, but I saw the headline.
It, I wonder if that could play in at all, or if that's just going to be about Sword being founded.
I don't know. I don't know. All I know is the Shield is outside this town, or it may be Sword, but one of those two factions is monitoring this situation that we see in WandaVision. And if she was just in La La Land and created her own little reality, I don't really see them doing that. But if you're talking about an Infinity Stone coming back, then I could see them being very, very concerned and
Fair enough.
sending, yeah, and sending people into that little pocket dimension to try to, mitigate the situation that Wanda is causing. Now,
Yeah.
another thing is we know that they're going to go ahead and do the whole Vision and Wanda have two kids. Because in several trailers we've seen baby cribs, twin baby cribs. Uh,
hmm
so, you know, does that mean Mephisto's going to show up? Because that's more of a Doctor Strange villain.
I don't think so.
Don't know.
I, only reason I don't think so is even when the MCU has gone to their most supernatural, which actually wasn't in Doctor Strange, but in Agents of Shield, they never went as far as the devil.
Yeah, I mean they went to Ghost Rider, which is pretty
Yeah,
close.
they
But
went to Ghost Rider, but they didn't go to the devil.
yeah. So, I mean, now that Sam Raimi's taken over Multiverse of Madness, I know that they say Nightmare is going to be in it. Maybe, I don't know. But what we do know is that the big antagonist is Scarlet Witch. So by the end of WandaVision,
Do
we're
we
gonna,
know that? Because I don't remember that getting confirmed.
and they're not going to confirm it, but I'm going to tell you that, I mean, after Thanos, and we saw that Doctor Strange could hold his own with Thanos, uh, you're not going to downgrade the protagonist of Phase Four, Stephen Strange. You're not going to downgrade his opposition to somebody lesser than somebody who could whoop Thanos' ass, and that's Scarlet Witch. Okay,
Fair.
so to me, it's like she's insane. She's super powered, over fucking powered, where she literally could have fucked Thanos up, even when he had the stones. So to me, if you're saying that Doctor Strange 2 is going to be the most important MCU in Phase 4, you're going to have a villain that's going to pose a threat. I mean, and we can assume that it's Scarlet Witch because we know that Doctor Strange is going to have to recruit other mystic practitioners, which I'm really excited about. Brother Voodoo, going to need that guy.
Yeah,
Uh,
Baron Mordo will probably come back.
Yeah, we know he's coming back. Which side he's going to be on is more likely he's going to side against Stephen Strange, maybe with Scarlet Witch, or maybe he's going to be like a third rail. Who the fuck knows? Um,
I like
because
the idea of Mordo coming back on Strange's side. I like the idea of Mordo being that anti-hero. It's like, okay, you're better than the other option, but I still don't like you.
yeah, but after we left Mordo, after he drained the power from what's his face? I want to say Melbourne, but I know that's not it. But you know who I'm talking about, the guy who
Yeah,
used sorcery to make himself walk. His agenda is that there are too many sorcerers, which his problem with that is that you got too many people drawing energy from different dimensions. Well, Stephen Strange is the master of the mystic arts. This dude is pretty good at that. And Scarlet Witch doesn't do that. All her powers come from the Mind Stone. So if we're going to continue his story arc, he would be lined up with Scarlet Witch against Stephen Strange.
true.
So that's kind of where I see that going. Um, Now, if you have Nightmare in there, I would think that Nightmare is probably because he's more of a Yaldabaoth demiurge type entity that feeds off of people's terror. It would seem to me that he would be like a puppet master, maybe behind Scarlet Witch, maybe manipulating her to cause more madness amongst people so that he could be fed. Um, But we do know that Stephen Strange, and this is just my opinion, Stephen Strange, whenever he used the time stone to see 14,501 realities, or however many it was, or timelines, um, Kevin Feige and the Russo brothers, they said that he literally, Stephen Strange, had to live all of those lifetimes. So Stephen Strange has amassed eons of knowledge and has been able to hone his mastery of the mystic arts to the point of being the sorcerer supreme by viewing all those different timelines. And he's still going to need help against Scarlet Witch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh, so that's why you're going to have Brother Voodoo's coming in there. I mean, he's got Wong with him. You know, Wong ain't no slouch. Miss America's going to be in it, and her abilities is that she can kick holes through portals of the multiverse, like open doors. Um, who else is going to be in there besides the one I'm waiting for? But the biggest one that I'm looking forward to is Clea. Like the fact that Clea is going to be in this movie tells me Scarlet Witch is the villain.
Clea?
Clea, yes, Clea.
Who's Clea?
Ah, who's Clea, Mr. Wade ass? Aha! Clea is the niece of Dormammu. And according to the comic book scriptures, which in my opinion they are the scriptures, uh, Clea was witness to Dr. Stephen Strange whenever he fucked Dormammu up using really intellect. You know, he didn't use brute strength. He really didn't use magic all that much. He used his own human intellect to outsmart Dormammu. And Clea witnessed Doctor Strange from afar. She was very, very impressed with his ability to master the mystic arts. So in the comics, she actually leaves the dark dimension and comes to Earth. And she becomes Doctor Strange's student and asks him to teach her sorcery. And he does. And she's very, very quick at it. And her being from the dark dimension, she picks up very, very fast. And she actually becomes the sorceress supreme. So she's not a fucking witch. She's a sorceress. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And she ultimately marries Doctor Strange. So it's Doctor Strange's wife, dude. Um, and she in the comic books she ultimately uh, has to go back and become the sorceress supreme of the dark dimension. So she's
See,
like the defender of the dark
I,
dimension from other entities.
I'm looking for a cast list, but I don't see anything about Clea or any of these other cast members
They might not have.
announced.
They've cast Miss America. They've
Yes, they've
obviously
cast
cast
Miss
Wong.
America.
I don't think they've
Or
cast
that's
Brother
a
Voodoo.
rumor.
It's a rumor, but I'm pretty sure. After I saw that girl's audition tape, I was like, "That's her. That's her." Brother Voodoo. I mean, they haven't. I haven't heard any names thrown around, and I haven't heard any names thrown around for Clea. But Kevin Feige has confirmed that those characters will be in this movie, so we know Clea will be in the movie, and so it's going to be kind of cool because it's like, obviously if Scarlet Witch is going to be the villain, you don't want Doctor Strange smacking her around too awful much. You'd want another woman, a better woman, to put Scarlet Witch in her fucking place. And to me, it's Clea. So it's like, I know everybody thought Dr. Palmer was like Doctor Strange's main love interest, but she never really was. She's a night nurse. Doctor Strange is married. I mean, to Clea, the Sorceress Supreme, which makes sense because you'd want to. I mean, you want to have balance in that. So she'll be in it, which is going to be great.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, I'm super stoked about WandaVision, and the trailer was cool because to me, all I see is Doctor Strange is coming. It's all just this is just like an appetizer for Doctor Strange for me. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the characters of Vision and Scarlet Witch.
Vision for a while was my favorite Marvel Comics character.
Yeah, I mean, I like his character, and I like Scarlet Witch's character. It's a good character, but you know
I,
me, man.
yeah, I'm kind of sad they killed Vision off as quickly as they did. He really didn't get time to get a full character arc.
Yeah, and I think that as a result of WandaVision, that this is his resurrection. I mean,
Maybe. I tend to think this is more of his epilogue.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, We'll see. You don't want too many superpowered heroes because I know that they're trying to nudge the MCU towards the Young Avengers and the New Avengers.
I think I don't know what they're trying to do, but I know we're getting towards X-Men and Fantastic Four, so I don't know if they want to go down the Young Avengers rabbit hole just
Um,
yet.
well, I mean, ultimately, if you're, and we know they're bringing in the X-Men, we know they're bringing in the Fantastic Four, is a perfect setup for Secret Wars. You know,
Yeah, the problem with Secret Wars is that they can't use the Skrull anymore after how they set up the Skrull in Captain Marvel.
that's fine. However they want to do it, that's fine. I don't mind. But it looks like that's what they're pushing it towards. So
Secret Wars would be very neat.
it would be cool if they do it right. But I could so see Vision like from this. I can see how this is a resurrection for Vision, and he will carry on in the next phase.
Eh,
Uh,
from your mouth to Kevin Feige's ears.
right? Yeah. Kevin Feige, listen to me. Christopher Nolan did not with Tenet, and he fucked it up. Look at it. So, but I think, I mean, I don't know. Leading up to Multiverse of Madness, like one of the curiosities I have is Doctor Strange obviously was the keeper of the Time Stone, and the Time Stone is no more. It wasn't the source of his power, but he certainly knew how to find loopholes with that fucking Time Stone. You know,
Yeah.
so it's like I could see that he might be at a slight disadvantage when Scarlet Witch does her crazy shit and fractures the multiverse. So he's gonna need all that other help.
I mean, they very well could use this to introduce the concept of mutants.
I thought, dude, honestly, I think that they already did. I think that they're gonna, and I've heard this kicked around on the internet that as a result of the snap, either the first snap or the second snap or the last snap, that triggered mutation in humans, and from what I hear, that's how they're going to explain mutation. And I'm like,
I
okay,
don't, I don't know how much I like that, but I'll go with it.
I'll
What
work.
I like about mutants is the historical context of them.
What do you mean?
Like that whole they have been a long oppressed group. And like I like how Bryan Singer set it up in those original three movies with the whole battle for mutant rights.
Yeah,
And I think that's easier to do when they're an established group.
yeah, but I mean, you could still do that if the spontaneous and rapid mutation was a result
True,
of the Infinity Stones getting snapped.
true.
I mean, ultimately, dude, the whole reason that Stan Lee or Marvel came up with X-Men was because they were tired of having to come up with fucking origin stories for everybody with superpowers. So it was like, all right, look, mutants. Here, fuck it. You know,
That's a great reason.
and that's why Stan Lee did it. And so I could see how they would utilize the mutants the same way in the MCU because it's like, like with Spider-Man, we did not get Tom Holland's Spider-Man's origin story, and thank God for it, because we already fucking know what it is. So they would have had to waste a movie. So every hero that they introduced to the MCU, it would be a waste of a movie because the first movie would continuously have to be a fucking origin story. So to me, it makes sense for them to go, okay, what have we done? We've done the snap several times. Make that the fucking reason for mutation, and now any superhero that we introduce from here on out, that's it. We don't have to do an origin story. We could just get right into a really good story with Wolverine.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, um,
so to save them a lot of money.
yeah. Well,
A lot of screenplay don't have to be written when Logan walks on the screen, and we don't need a fucking origin. We know
yeah,
which if and we know that Wolverine is going to have to be in the fucking MCU, and I'm hoping and I'm praying and I'm pretty sure they're going to do it. Is they're going to redo like his first appearance, which is when he fights the Hulk. You know,
that would be very interesting. I don't know that they're gonna do that, but that would be fun.
oh dude, that would be the best movie ever fucking made, man. The Wolverine versus the Hulk. But
It would be a fun YouTube video if nothing else.
if nothing else, yeah. And
Uh,
I mean, it'd be cool if they could get Hugh Jackman in.
they
Not,
can't.
I know it's not going to happen,
He's
but
too old.
yeah,
He don't
but
want to do it anymore.
I know. I mean,
And Logan was the perfect send off.
Yeah, if I had ended a character, like if I was playing a character and I ended it like he did with Logan, I'd never come back either. Like, dude,
No.
drop that fucking mic.
Yeah, you're never gonna top that.
Never gonna top
As
that
much
shit.
as I would like to see like Patrick Stewart back, because that role isn't physically intense, your you'll never top what you did in Logan, so why try?
No, it won't do it. But no, so yeah, WandaVision is a really good fluffer for what we're really waiting for, which is Doctor Strange, in my opinion. But that's just me.
I'm really excited for it on its own. If I never got Doctor Strange, that's fine.
Nah, not, I mean, I'm gonna enjoy the show because I do like the characters. But for me, this is just yeah, this is a fluff story, getting me ready for the big bad motherfucker, which is Stephen Strange, Multiverse of Madness. Yeah, it's gonna be great. Gonna be great.
It's gonna be great. Um, let's switch it up. Can you take us out tonight?
Oh, you want me to end the popcorn politics?
Yeah,
All right. I don't know if you do episode numbers, but
I
yes,
do not.
very excited about WandaVision. Very excited about the future of MCU, and it's going to be a good fluff piece for Doctor Strange. So this
Yes.
has been a very condensed review and reaction to the WandaVision official trailer that was released like what last week?
Yes.
Last week. My money is that Vision is resurrected.
From your
And
mouth to Kevin Feige's ears.
this is true. And my other speculation is that the reemergence of the Mind Stone into the multiverse is going to be very problematic. And I think that's what Doctor Strange and what I have dubbed the Mystic Avengers are going to have to really deal with. So, thanks for listening to this shit, guys. We're out. Cheese.
All right. Cheese. Nobody's gonna get that reference.